Oh, all right. Hello, greetings and welcome, and everyone. Hello. My name is Harrier Citadel, avian alien sentinel of Fort Mystehaven, perpetrator of creative chaos, general maker of things, and survivor of several hours of last-minute madness. But we survived. And we're here. And it's good to be here. Woohoo! On what is now the 12th of March. Can't believe it's already this day. Anyway, I hope that you guys are all doing well. Sure. I apologize firstly and foremostly for all of the delays. There was a little bit of an IRL crisis that had knock-on effects, and it took quite a bit of time to finally find a viable resolution. So I'm really sorry for the delays, but once again we survived it in the end, and I think that is the most important thing, is that we did survive. And we are now ready to continue with doing fun things. So let me just make sure that I have everything appropriately. Yes, okay, we do. Alright, we do. So, what is on the game plan for today is that we are going to be continuing work on our medium poly model of Ebony for Project Mystehaven. And where we're going to start is we're going to simplify as much as possible and fill in the gaps as much as possible before we move on to actually, giving him a head. So we're going to continue finishing his base mesh insofar as possible, and from there progress onto face. Depends how far we get. I'm trying to keep his poly count as low as possible while keep giving us the silhouette that we want in terms of his body shape. And what we're going to do thereafter is, once we've got the base mesh done, I'm going to make alternative meshes all on the same topology basically, for his civilian outfit and for his armor. Just having the base anatomy is immensely useful for making sure that everything is actually the same shape on the person in the end. So that is the game plan in a nutshell, rough version of it. So yeah, that is where we're at. But first, I believe coffee is in order. I first believe that coffee is in order. Speaking of coffee being in order and other things being in order, I am in the process, in between everything else, of putting slash commands in place for things like the wing and jacket and glasses and sunglasses toggles. So that will still be something that you guys can use and control over on YouTube side, which is where we are focusing at the moment. So I've not got all of them implemented yet, but hopefully at this point, if you do something like slash glasses or slash jacket, we should be able to get that to pull through. Brad, hello, welcome in. Happy birthday, thank you. Greatly appreciated. It's fun to be here. Jacket off. Hey, it worked. Woohoo! It worked. Yay! Yay, I'm glad it worked. But yes, first thing first, coffee. Glasses. Okay, it might have been on caps. seems to work. Yay! I think it's on a global cooldown though. I think it's on a global cooldown of like I think it's on yeah, I think I've got it on a global cooldown. So I didn't have much time to put that together. So not everything is going to be working straight off the bat because I haven't had exactly chance to test everything yet. So I think it's going to be a 10-minute cooldown between /command functionality. At this time, I wanted to spend a little bit more time on it, but the madness, and I'm just going to put the Mac glasses on manually. I think the madness of the day just pulled through a little bit. Understandable. I've done some bot stuff during the starting soon before. It happens. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, it takes some time. But no. The weirdness that happened today was that we had major technical issues on something, and basically, long story short, we had 5 hours to, as a team, develop a prototype software. I understand very, very, very little of what actually happened this day, but in the last 5 hours we have been prototyping software bespoke for a job, and it has been insane. When I say that madnesses have been happening, software dev was not on my bingo card for this day, but here we are. Here we are. But we survived it. We've at least got a prototype that's mostly functional. So it obviously needs a bit of refining, but at least we've got something to say, to take to client to say, we have a solution for problem. It needs a little bit of work, but we've at least got direction going. We only had so many hours to put it together. So yeah, that has been the day in a nutshell. Chaos of the highest order, but anyway, we survived it. And I think we can now dive into Blender. Let me just make sure over here. Yeah, okay. All good, all good. Okay, so this is where we left off on Ebony's base mesh. Lots of gaps still to fill, lots of loops to still correct. Let me just hide over here. Unlike last time, I've actually enabled my screencast keys as well, so now when I press buttons you should actually be able to see over here what I'm doing. I do just want to just double check. I think we can afford for that to be 20. And 50. I think we can afford for our screencast keys to be a little bit bigger in that regard. There we go. Maybe 30. Yeah, that should be a little bit more legible so that you guys can see what I'm actually doing. Because I know when it comes to Blender things, the shortcuts are half of understanding what in the blazes a person is doing. So having that seems to be something that would be nice. So yes, that's where we're at. Let me just close that browser so that we've not got too much else grabbing capacity, and close Clip Studio as well because we're not going to be using that. Preferences window can close. That viewport can close. Okay. We are doing good. We're doing good. Okay. So, first things first, let us start, I think, by closing up the shoulders. I think that's probably a good place to start. Let's start with closing up the shoulders over here. So what I want to do is I want to grab edges like that, yes. But what I want to do is I want to go extrude. And extrude. And extrude. There we go. Just to once again give myself a couple of anatomical markers to work with. There we go. I'll probably need to refine that, but it's fine. Let's extrude that way. And fill like that. Grab those. I'm definitely going to need to clean up this shape. Yeah. All right, and I think this is going to need to come up to meet this one, like that. It's going to be best bet there. That's going to need a break that way. Right, that's good for now. Extrude that like so. This is going to need a loop cut. There we go, there we go. Okay. Now, this, we're probably also going to need to simplify. Merge, center. Merge, center. Why? Because as much as we can simplify, we want to simplify to keep this relatively low poly. Right, then that and that one. That's definitely going to be a split that way. Boom, immediately that normal looks so much better. Okay. Extrude that like that. And then I think full full and full. We'll see. That should mostly work for now. Close that gap. And I'm going to simplify this one as well. So merge at center and merge at center. There we go. Merge at last on that one. There we go. Okay, this is definitely going to want a bit more help. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to grab you two and extrude you up that way. And fill like that. And fill like that. And fill like that. Okay, we are mostly functional. Now we need to make it look good. We're mostly functional. Now we need to make it look good. Okay. That is, I don't know how many times I've said that this day. But it's amazing what having it in a different application does. Context is everything. Context is everything. Okay, so now let's get this shoulder blade to not be sticking out like a completely insane thing. There we go. Nope, that was not gonna work on that try. Okay, so this one needs to come back. And this one we're going to rotate. Let's see how that looks. That's a bit better. And I'm going to rotate this one as well. That also looks better. Okay, nice, nice. Progress in the right directions. Woohoo! Okay. And shoulder. In like that. Okay, now I want to just put this on mat cap. Let's just see how that works. And object mode. Just want to see how that's displaying on the normals. Because contour is everything. Okay. So, the back is functional at relatively low poly. Awesome. Okay. Where are we sitting? Still a little bit heavy, but we will refine that down. We'll get there. Okay. So now let's close up gaps on the sides of the ribs here as well. So that's going to be 1. Like that. Okay. Merge at last. Fill. 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 And fill. Let's unsharp that. There we go. And let's simplify this. So those two get merged at last. Merged at last. Merged at last. Merged at last. And merged at last. Okay. Merged at last. Okay. And here. Pull this in. Pull this in. Pull this in. Okay. Slowly but certainly we're getting places. Okay, then that. Those three merge at last. 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 Okay. And fill. There we go. I know it's probably the weirdest feeling to be looking at a ribcage from inside a leg, but if it works, it's not wrong. Wild. Anyway. Merge at last. Merge. Last. Merge at last. Merge at last. Merge at last. Okay. Is there any more simplification I can do around here? Not that I particularly want to do anyway. What I am going to do is I'm just going to fix these tries in place because that has an impact on contouring. Also, I don't mind putting these in tries because we are not going to be doing any subdivisions, so triangles are not going to be an issue. We are not using any subdivision surface modifiers on this model. That's one of our little rules that we're putting in place. But that is our hydrate timer, so everyone acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverages and let's take a sip. Don't you just love the coffee? I know I do. There we go. Timer number next. Okay. Nice. Let's see. I feel like this is still just a little bit pronounced. Like just a teeny tiny itty bitty little bit too much. Like it needs some distinction, but not quite that much. Okay. Now front rib. Let's think. Actually, before I do the front rib, I want to look at the arm because this is bugging me. This is bugging me quite significantly. Let's start at the top and work our way down. So first things first, I want to to the elbow. And I want to define that, so we're going to just put that in place like so. And I want to grab those two and dissolve those edges. Move that in. Move that out. You, I want to place a little bit further back like that, yes. Okay, that should do the trick there. That. Now, you guys also need to come out a little bit. Okay. So what we're looking for is an appropriate was this here? No, it was not in here. What we're looking for is an appropriate solution for bending the elbow and the shoulder that is a good mix between good topology and good anatomy. Once again, with no subdivisions. So I just want to check. I think I saved a thing. Please tell me I saved the thing. I really hope I did, but I don't think so. I don't think I did. Okay. Let me just check. This was now several weeks ago, so I don't know if I'm gonna get lucky in finding it again in a hurry. Where is my reference? Yeah, it was a good reference. Almost there, I think. I think. Yes, okay. I'm not completely insane. The deltoid does in fact go more forward. Okay. So, if I'm gonna take that as our pinpoint for our deltoid, and work everything backwards from there. We can get our shapes nice. Okay. Smooth this out. Like that. Pull that up. Pull that up. Pull that up. Okay. That's already starting to look more anatomically appropriate. While we've still got a nice loop for the top of the shoulder over here. Okay, that will work. Now what I want to do is I want to just pull this back a little bit. I don't want his arms to look too inflated. We're looking for a more lithe build. So our modeling style here needs to be more reductive than additive in terms of how we are refining our shapes. So first things first, let's grab all of this, pull it in a bit because that proportion does not look right. There we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. Okay. And that wants a join there. And that wants a join there. So in terms of our elbow movement, those two can then get merged. Merge at center. 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 And keep going around the elbow here. Merge at center. Merge at center. Merge at center. Merge at center. Twink to twink to twink. And merge at center. Okay. Now, in terms of behavior, this now needs to come back. This now needs to come back. . 'Cause Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to continue to shape the top of the arm a little bit more. There we go. Dissolve edges. No. Undo. Undo. Back to that view. Okay. I'm actually going to keep that triangle, I think, because it's going to serve me. I think that triangle is going to serve. Or is it? For now, it's just going to confuse me. Dissolve edges. Okay. For now, it's just going to confuse me. All right. Join there. And now what we're gonna do is gonna take those and pull them down slightly. And take those and pull them up slightly. There we go. Rover, happy spawn anniversary. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome in. Good to see you. How are you doing? How are you doing, Rover? There we go. I'm doing good. The usual. Took yesterday off to relax, so feeling quite refreshed today. Ah, that's good. That's good. Alex, hello, hello. Welcome in. Good to see you. Good to see you. Ew. No, it's nice that you got to take a day off. Nice. Those days are always a bargain. Now what I want to do is I want to take this entire lot, including that, and I want to go scale Y and make it less. We don't want this to be too inflated. in terms of scaling. Now what I can do is I can pull this back so that the anatomy makes sense again. Even on the slighter frame. Alright. Now we grab this. Grab all of these and go scale and see. Bring that down. Bring that up. There we go. Nice, nice. Okay. Starting to get there. Starting to get there. I do think this one. Rotate. Rotate. Yeah. One more rotation. I'm gonna need that one to join there. Ayo. Alex, thank you so much for the donation. Oh my word. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. You already funded the absolute massive birthday gift that was the streaming laptop, so thank you for that unexpected little something. Oh my word. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Getting ready to head out to work, so I'm gonna dip. Hope you have a great day and I wish you a fantastic year ahead. Thank you so much, Robo. I really appreciate it. Good luck at work today. I hope that it goes well. No worries, a little extra for the birthday. Oh, thank you, Alex. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, surprisingly, we're actually going to have 2 streams today. Considering that we're working on calendar, well, while we're talking calendar days, we're going to have 2 streams today. I know if you are in the Americas, it is technically going to be tomorrow, but for me, it's already today. So yeah, surprisingly, we're having 2 streams my birthday. That's wild. And in the later stream, we're going to be doing some jigsaw puzzles all together, so that'll be fun as well. If things go the way that I hope they will, then we should have a little bit more time to just go through what pictures we want to actually look at for our puzzles as well. Speaking of it being today, I need to sleep as it's 2 a.m. for me. Yeah, that makes sense. Excited for the Buzzles later day. Yes, thanks. I am looking forward to it as well. I hope you guys are going to enjoy it. It's a nice little chill, fun activity every now and again. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy that in a bit. But yes, it is indeed, if you are in the EU time zones, I do understand fully if you need to dip. Thank you for stopping by. I sincerely, sincerely appreciate it. But I will hopefully see you guys in a little bit as well. Rest well. This one needs to rotate. I think. No, it was good that way. It was better this way. Okay. So that shoulder is working now. Now we need to look at this topology for the inner elbow so that we can still get a nice bend. And I've still got to make provisions for the rest of this bicep. Okay. But I think the rest of it I can actually cheat with textures when I put those in. Yeah, I think the rest I'm going to cheat with this with our texture painting, because we're going to do hand-painted textures on this. Okay, so that puts us on we still good there? Okay, it looks like it. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these three and I'm gonna move them inwards. Take those And scale down like that. Okay. Now, for all theoretical purposes, let's do a test here real quick. Okay, so that should more or less work. If I bring it in. And I go scale Y, just make it a little bit narrower. Something like that. Okay, that should work, that should work. It already looks more like an arm than a pipe. And scale Z, make that a little bit flatter. Not that flat. That should do the trick. That should do the trick. And that is a hydrate. So everyone, acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverages. And let's take a sip. Here we go. Okay. And reset for next time around. There we go. There we go. Okay. So far, so good. We are making good progress in terms of finishing up this upper body. And simplifying things down. So, wait. If I just hide that. Okay, it is... what's our count then gonna be if we are currently on 554? Okay, so we're still pretty good when it comes to our vertex count. We're still okay. For the medium poly build. Now as we get towards hands, it's gonna bulk up a little bit, but we're getting places. At the very least, we're getting places. Okay, so switch that back on. Come back to edit mode. Okay. So the next thing is going to be extruding that. This one needs to come in ever so slightly. And extrude that down. Like so. And that one needs to come forward. Okay. Next, let's just take this away so that I've got space to think. Grab these, pull those inward. Pull. Loop cut. Loop cut. Loop cut. Okay. Now, this one, I need to go and subdivide. And this one I need to extrude. One, two, and just make sure I've got the right one. Yes, that one, 3. There we go. Merge at last. Merge. Okay. Nope, not that one. This one. Okay, then this needs to come tighter this way. Those two need to extrude that way and back significantly. And these two need to come back significantly. I'll clean up the topology on this in a smidge. Okay, we're getting places. Now, I need to handle the division of the rib. Yeah, like that would do the trick. Pull like that. pull like that, pull like that. Okay. Extrude this upward. Merge at last. Merge at last. Fill. And fill. There we go. How does that contour work? Okay, that will work. That will work. That will work. Save button is now in order. Okay. How are we for vertex count? Still doing okay. Okay. We're still okay on our vertex count. Next, we need to look at hands, I think, are going to be the next piece of chaos to conquer. So let us do that. First things first. Grab our wrists. Extrude. Just to protect that and give us something to rotate with. In terms of a loop when it comes to our hand movements. Now we take that and extrude that way. And I just want to see. Scale Y. That should do the trick over there, I think. And if we extrude this down, scale Z, flatten, okay. extrude that. Like so. And fill that one. Now, why have I got a divot here? I do not want a divot. That's better. Scale Y, just make that a little bit less, and pull that in. Okay. We're getting places. We're getting places. Yeah, okay. Now. We've almost got this functional. Step number next in the process. Extrude, scale, and move that way. And scale Y. Extrude, scale, move that way, scale Y. Extrude, scale, move that way, no. Scale Y, extrude, scale, move that way, scale Y, down. Okay. So that is going to be our formative part of the knuckles. Merge last. Merge last. Merge last. Merge it last. Okay, that should work. For the top of the knuckles. Of course, the placement still needs vertical work, but we're at least getting places. And I'm going to undo this because that does not work. So, first things first, let us assemble the top section of the fingers. So we're going to go extrude, first digit knuckle, needs 3 pieces, second digit, third. Okay, grab all of this, scale Y 0. No, not scale Y. Grab all of it, scale Z 0. Okay. That's just going to give me some semblance of sanity under which to operate. But I think am I being daft? Extrude, extrude, merge it last, merge it last. Pull that way, pull that way. Grab both of those, pull them down. Grab you, come this way, pull you down, like so. Okay. Extrude, extrude, merge it last, merge it last. Grab these 3. Dissolve those edges because I'm not going to need them in the end. I'm not going to need them. Okay. Extrude. Extrude. Merge it last. Nope. Merge it last. 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 Okay. I know this does not look like organic modeling at the moment, but I promise there is method to this madness. And I missed one. Okay. Dissolve edges. extrude, extrude. Merge it last, merge it last, merge it last, merge it last. Okay. So what we're trying to achieve here is we're planning out our topology so that we can have a nice bend on the knuckle. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab everything on this side of the first digit, and we're going to pull this down ever so slightly. There we go. And we're going to do the same over here. Everything this side of this digit, pull it down ever so slightly. There we go. Now what I want to do is I want to change the topology over here because I'm not liking the sudden flat cutoff on the back of these. So what I want to do is I want to grab these four and I want to subdivide them. Dissolve those edges. Oh wait, am I daft? Dissolve those edges as is. Like so. Okay, and there we've got bones on the top of the hand. Okay, we're starting to actually get something that's marginally starting to resemble a hand now. Okay. Baby steps. It's all baby steps. Now, everything relative to the pinky, we're going to immediately pull back to about there. Okay. And we're gonna go extrude. And down. Two, three. Okay. And bridge edge loops. Nope, not that way. Okay. Just gonna hit the full button on those. Okay. And that is another hydrate timer. So everyone, acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverages. And let's take a sip. Okay. What's the time? Already? How is it already 5 in the morning? Okay, wow. Two hours goes by so fast. Save button. Wow. Can't believe 2 hours went by that fast. Actually, I can believe that 2 hours went by that fast. Oh my word. Yeah. I can 100% believe that 2 hours went by that fast. Boy. Well, we've at the very least managed to close up the torso and we have half a hand. Which, all things considered, is not bad. Considering that, we ended up starting about 3 hours later than what I would have liked, but circumstances being what they were, it was kind of unavoidable. I feel like the entire arm assembly is a little bit low. But that's a rigging issue. That's gonna be a rigging issue, I think. Or is it? If I'm going to model it in T-pose, I should probably have the anatomy warped for T-pose. So yeah, I'm going to make an adjustment to the angle of the collarbones and the deltoids accordingly. Otherwise, it's gonna look really, really weird when I try and rig this thing. It's gonna look really, really weird if I don't make those adjustments. Save. But what's our vertex count? $1420 vertexy. Okay. I feel like there's probably still scope for some simplification. Especially if I look around the sternum here, there's a lot of topology that's not actually doing anything. That should help a little bit. Okay. We need as few as possible, but as much as necessary. So as we go through, I will try and simplify faces to give us what we need and absolutely no more. As much as possible. But we're getting there. I do think I'm going to need to make some adjustments now that I'm seeing how things are behaving in 3D. But more or less, we're on the right track. We're more or less on the right track, so I'm actually okay. I'm happy. Okay, there we go. Whew. Let us head back. Whew. Well, we got somewhere. We got somewhere. It was a very hectic start to the day. It was a very hectic start to the day, but I am glad that we managed to achieve what we did. We got some progress done. Survived the chaos before stream. I am probably going to also have a slightly reduced streaming week next week. Probably on account of things happening on Friday and Saturday. IRL stuff. Being highly likely. But that being the case, there is a very good chance that I'm going to actually potentially need to work on commission work in stream next week. So we're going to take a little bit of a breather on Project Mystehaven stuff next week, most likely. I will confirm when we get to that. But that is something that is highly likely to happen. So yeah, it all depends on how mad the madness ends up being over the next couple of days. And it's a lot of testing of things and technical meetings and bloody fish paste, all of that jazz that is really a lot. But provided that I do actually get daylight hours to work on commissions, I'm going to endeavor my best to actually sit in the VC and Discord and work on that during our off-stream hours. Please hold me to this. To check that I'm actually not forgetting to actually work on it where you guys can see what's going on. Because a lot of it is actually streamable on the Discord VC. I've got Foogies to do with some degree of urgency, because those have a short turnaround time relative to everything else. But yeah, One thing that I do want to say in anticipation of later today's puzzle stream is that it has struck me how few illustrations I've actually done. Like, I've been doing a lot of work, but so little of it looks like actual illustration stuff. Like, it's a lot of technical art. Like reference sheets and character design madness and animation madness and VTuber model madness. It's all of it is a lot of very in-depth work, and it's not easy stuff for a portfolio. In terms of showing, hey, I'm an artist who actually makes stuff that actually, you know, ends up being visible. So it's something I'm going to need to look into, is maybe having a couple of specials or something for straight illustrations. I wanted to put together some Your Character Here stuff. I'm still working on that in between everything else, is coming up with some concepts for that. Because I do know that if you've got Your Character Here options for illustrations, it'll make life infinitely simpler for you. So, yes, it's the sort of thing that needs the application of some mental fortitude. But we will get there. So, yeah. Product development, gasp. Anyway, I hope you guys have fun. Thank you for joining me. I will see you guys later tonight for some puzzling. We're gonna have it on a roulette, so I've got no idea which picture we're actually going to end up building, or if we're going to build more than one. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna grab what illustrations I have done since coming around as Harrier, and throwing them in a roulette. And yeah, we're gonna spin to see which one we're actually gonna end up doing. Is it going to be... It could be literally anything in my VGen portfolio that's a complete illustration. So I'm not going to exclude fan arts, I don't think. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. If we end up getting that one warm-up cooldown doodle from like way in 2024, that one with the boat that we sometimes see in the Be Right Back screen, then I apologize, because that's a lot of blue. That's a lot of blue. But we'll get there when we get there. All right. Okay. I will see you just now. And yeah. Hope you all get a nap in. All right, guys. Rest well when you get to it. And cheery bye. See you soon. 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20. Yeah, 11 hours-ish. Approximately 11 hours-ish. I'll see you then. Okay, guys. Night-night.